We are back at Festival 2000, and it's time to get down to work and get things going here, because we haven't made our goal yet, and we need your help. We are about $2,000 short of making our goal this afternoon, and we only have this time and one more time to ask you to call in and make your pledge and help us make that goal of $8,000 so that we can continue to bring great quality educational programming into the home for all the boys and girls. Wishbone was a great program. Did you see him with that slingshot there? And he got that big old giant boy. He's so good, old Wishbone is. And what great stories he does bring to us. But you know, he can only come to you, folks, if we're able to purchase him. If we're able to buy that program for another year, Wishbone will be on. And we need your help to be able to do that. That's what this is all about. It's the one time a year we come to you and say, please, folks, won't you give to Idaho Public Television to make it possible for us here who work here to bring to you all these great programs that you do see on Idaho Public Television, and perhaps even some good new ones for the coming year. So please, through your dollars, it all happens when you see viewers like you on the end of a program. That's where these dollars go. Actually, for programming, we're estimating a cost of $1.5 million this year, and every single dollar that you can contribute will make a difference towards what we can bring you at Idaho Public Television. By the way, again, it's Hat Day here on Idaho Public Television, and we're having lots of fun with all the boys and girls, and we want them to become members of the Pals Club, right?
We sure do.
Yeah. Francis is my cohort in crime, so to speak, here today, and we had a good time, haven't we?
We've been having a great time.
But you know what? We haven't had nearly the names of the boys and girls that we'd like to read, and the way that we get those names is for those phones to get ringing, and we've got these great people back there answering phones there.
That's right, from the Morrison Center Auxiliary.
Yay! Yippee! Woohoo!
And from the West Valley Medical Center Auxiliary.
Yay!
Two of the greatest phone groups you could ever want. The nicest ladies you could ever want to talk with, and gentlemen too. So come on, call them, talk to them, find out how nice they can be. You know, it is very simple to make a pledge. The toughest part of making a pledge is getting up and getting to the phone and just simply dialing that number, 1-800-980-4788, or in the Treasure Valley area, 373-7200, and they'll simply answer the phone and say, may I help you with your pledge? They'll ask you some questions like your name, address, zip code, you know, those kinds of things. Is this a new or renewal? Maybe you're a brand new member, and we'd love to hear from you. And how much would you like to pledge? And do you have the names of boys and girls? Would you like to do it on the installment plan? They just simply ask you some questions. You answer those questions, it's all done. Then you sit back and relax. Well, you can actually pick on your neighbors and say, have you pledged? And if they haven't, well, you can get on them and get them to pledge too, right? That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, what about the tax benefits if they do that?
You know, when you join Idaho Public Television, you have opportunities for fantastic tax benefits, as you can see on your screen. If you were, for example, to give $500, there'd be a $75 federal tax savings, $35 state tax savings, and $100 Idaho tax credit because we're an educational institution. That means that instead of $500 out of your pocket, it's really only $290. That's a fantastic deal for you and a wonderful deal for us because we get the full $500 benefit. And plus, if you wanted to do a $500 contribution, you know you can break that up into 12 months, and then it just seems really painless.
Yep, and we have something very special we haven't talked about, and that's something what is it? Cornerstone? What does that mean?
Cornerstone Society.
Society, okay.
Yeah, the Cornerstone Society is a wonderful group of people. It's actually an organization that we designed specifically to give extra wonderful recognition to the people who are our major donors. Not only are these people our major contributors, but they're our special friends, they're our advisors and our advocates, and we trust them and we love them so much. In order to become a Cornerstone member, you just start with a $500 pledge, and you get all kinds of benefits like special attention, invitations, you get to have lunch with the general manager, things like that. And
does he pay?
And he even pays.
Wow.
It's free. You don't even have to pay for that lunch. It's a great opportunity to help us and for you to get to know Idaho Public Television better, and we really encourage you.
So if you'd like to do that, there's another benefit. Not only would you become a member of the Cornerstone Society, but we also have a challenge from Meldon L. Glenn. And the Meldon L. Glenn Challenge has, if you can pledge during Festival 2000, that's this week or next week, at the $500 level or above, your pledge will be matched up to a total of $5,000. Now, the lady you see there passed away at 100 years old just very short time ago, and she was the last one of the Meldon L. Glenn Challenge, but you know what? She arranged it so it would continue on. What a great lady and what a great challenge. And so $500, you get Cornerstone, you get the tax write-off, you get the match. Idaho Public Television gets $1,000. What a deal.
That's a wonderful deal. And I just would like to add here, I lost my hat. I think he knocked it off. Meldon L. Glenn, mentioning her, we would like to thank her for all of her past support and for encouraging new people to support public television, and we want to thank her family for their wonderful support too. And I got my hat back. Thanks, Bob.
Yeah. Well, it might rain, you know, so we have to be ready, right?
That's right.
Okay. Hey, and we also have some thank you gifts. If you happen to call in to make that $500 pledge, or even if you just make a pledge of $125, which is just about $10 a month on the installment plan, you get your choice of one of these videos at $125, Elmo-Palooza, Arthur the Music Video, or Barney the Movie. And if you contribute $200, you get your choice. You can take two of Elmo-Palooza, or you can take an Arthur and Elmo, or a Barney and an Arthur, or Elmo and a Barney, or whatever. And if you give $325, you can take all three, or three of Barney, or whatever you'd like. And you can do that on MasterCard, Visa Card, American Express, and Discovery Card. So we will work with you in any way that you would like. But the big thing is, get those phones ringing. I hear those people back there yelling in my ear, and they're saying, we're not busy.
They want to pop some more of those balloons.
We have 2 minutes for you to get up and go to the phone and make that call. We need to raise $1,000 this time, folks. And those phones have to ring in order for us to do that. That would take 10 phone calls of $100 in order for us to do that. And those phones aren't ringing that busy, I'll tell you. Okay, hey, we have names of boys and girls to read.
We sure do. I've got one here. Charlotte Eldridge from Caldwell. Thank you very much, Charlotte.
I have Sherry Pearson from Meridian for Brandon and Megan, and they have friends who also wrote Watch, and they like Zoom and Cratch Creatures.
And I got a nice pledge from Carol Murphy in Caldwell. Thanks, Carol.
Jesse Olderson from Boise called in for Mason, who's now a member of our Pals Club.
Here's a great pledge from Jeanette Caron, I believe, and she has enrolled Nathaniel, Kiera, and Ilania into the Pals Club.
I have Jeff Beautifer. I'm sorry, Jeff. I'm not too good at that, but I know that you live in Pocatello, and JC knows who he is, and JC's a member of the Pals Club. You got any more?
No.
Here, I'll share. I have Harry and Sandra Teelman from Boise who have called in and made a nice pledge. We thank you so much.
I have Natty, what looks like Grace from Rexburg, and she has put Caleb and Aspen in the Pals Club, and only channel her children watches. We like to hear that, don't we?
Yes, yes. Kyle Lords and Caleb Lords from the Buell area, now members of the Pal Club. Thanks to Micah Lords, who called in.
Here's a nice pledge from Mary Graft in Boise. Thanks, Mary.
Oh, well, you had Mary Graff. I got Robert Graff and Joanne Graff over here from Boise, who called in for Robin, and they pledged last year, too. And I have Nevin Servin from Boise, who called in for Sebastian. And you know what? I think it's time for us to go to Zoom. We hope we have more names when we come back, and please help us make that goal. It's really important to you and to us, too. Thank you, and we'll see you after Zoom. Okay.
This is Idaho Public Television.